Hi everyone. Sorry for the delay, right? We will start the session. I think it's already time. So let me share my screen. So let me quickly summarize what we have seen, right, in the last class. I think nothing has been started today. Today also we will be from today onwards, we're going to start the class, the content. And basically, these are the few things that I want to highlight. Just 1 second. I already talked about the content in the last demo session. Today is the last demo session. I will not take much of your time today. We will be starting with the content tomorrow. And I think next weekend onwards, the link will be changed, right? So if you have any concern, this weekend is the last time you can ask me if you have any doubt, and I will try to answer it, right? So this entire course is a 5-weekend course, and I think 5 weekend, not the demo classes. When the class will start, right? You can include that as your first weekend, which is from next weekend. This weekend also we will see, but very basics we will discuss. The first module, we are going to start with the first module. And the first module is basically the preparatory prerequisite module, or before you jump into generative AI applications, there are some basics you need to understand. I already talked about it in the last demo session, which is uploaded in YouTube. If anybody missed last demo session, I will highly suggest them to go through the YouTube content, right? Which explains everything. So what is the curriculum, what are the modules and everything. This syllabus I'm going to share with DURGASOFT, so they will be sharing with you. So we'll be starting with the deep learning basics. In the deep learning, we will be discussing about generative models. In generative models, we have different kind of generative models that we are going to discuss. The first one is GAN, adversarial network, generative adversarial network, and the other one is transformer. Why these two? Because these are the backbone for every generative application, generative AI application you will be building, right? We will be using pre-train, but in the first module, we will be building our models from scratch. So before even jumping there, maybe jargons like the terms, which are very important. Like many of you don't know what is AI, what is deep learning, and what is generative models, right? One of the simplest deep learning model we will discuss. Tomorrow we will do that. And today also we will just start. That is artificial neural network. What is optimization technique? So the module 1 is basically tell you about everything, right? Then module 2 is NLP, text mining. Text mining is very important. LLM is large language model, where the input data is of text type. So what are the different steps that we perform, right, on text data? So how to clean our text data? So we need to have some basic background. We will be understanding text preprocessing, what is stop words, what is n-gram, stemming, lemmatization, what is word embeddings, different word embedding techniques, what to vec model, cosine similarity, similarity-based model, count vectorizer, TF-IDF, all of this, but different kind of word embedding techniques we will discuss, and then finally some use cases, right? What all are the different use cases? And then we will build a sentiment classifier from scratch, not using generative AI, but using normal frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and all, using deep learning algorithms. Then we will discuss about GAN networks, and then we will build few projects, and one of the project is deepfake video. So we'll be building a deepfake video project using GAN networks. And for this, we are going to use PyTorch. And while building this, I'll be talking about CUDA. I have already set my lab. I have already, that's done. So I think I have 128 GB RAM, and then the latest 4090 this RTX GeForce, right? So NVIDIA card, and I have everything. So I'm going to try a lot of things. And it is not a one-time learning. So once you know the path, I think every month you will see new models are getting released. And whatever new is coming, you need to upgrade yourself, right? Basically, you can do it. So once you know the path, it is very easy to upgrade. But yes, so we are going to try a lot of things. I will be telling you a lot of, 10 to 12 projects we will be practicing. All of them, most of them are from LLM and few are also from image, right? So we'll also be discussing about the transformer architecture, and then we will be moving. Module 1, 2, 3, 4 is basics, like prerequisite. Having said that, this is the foundation, right? Very, very important. After that, we will be moving for prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a very, very important module. You will learn how to ask questions, different kind of prompts we will discuss. And then we will move to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, we will learn about layout interface, and then we will maybe we will go for the framework, and then we will try out some basic projects, not coding, but non-coding, right? And we will understand the components, what is temperature, tokens, and everything, right? And what is the GPTs, plugins, how you can improve. So this is basically prompt engineering and ChatGPT. I think it's easy, right? You can understand. After that, actually, again, we will deep dive into, I have selected two framework, that is LangChain and Llama Index for LLM application development. And also for cloud, I have selected AWS Bedrock. I am limiting myself showing you 2 to 3 applications on cloud because it is not free, it is paid one. But for LLM application building using open source, it's unlimited. So it's completely open source, right? So we'll be trying a lot of application, 10 to 12 application. So that's the overall syllabus. I think I don't want to go through it again. I will be uploading, I will be sharing it with DURGASOFT, and they will be, um, basically, they will be, yeah, so you can get it in your email ID, right? The registered email ID. Okay. So as I said, today it's just an introductory class. From tomorrow onwards, it will be, uh, we will start from tomorrow onwards. Today, it is just a course preparatory class, or I will talk about basics and installation. If you are planning to set up your lab for trying out Gen AI applications, what are the minimum requirements? And I'll talk about the jargons, like what is deep learning, what is machine learning in a more technical way, what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, right? We will also talk about what is generative models, right? And we will discuss something. We will start with module 1. I think if you have seen the syllabus, I'll be just strictly following the syllabus. And if you see the module 1, I'll tell you also in advance. So this week, today and tomorrow. Today, it's just a lighter kind of, like, we will not be going in depth, but it's just a kind of introductory class. I don't want to cover a lot of topics today. But tomorrow onwards, it will be, you can count your first weekend, right? Tomorrow onwards. And what we are going to discuss tomorrow is artificial neural network using Keras and TensorFlow, right? So we are going to start from here. Tomorrow, when you connect, whole 3 hours class, it's a, like, it's mostly, this course is like 80%, it is 18 or 90%, I will say. It's hands-on, but 10-20% we have theory. For example, when we have transformers, we have GAN networks, we have artificial neural network, you need to understand the theory behind it. And for every project, I will be talking about the framework architecture. So mostly it is hands-on. Initial module only, it is theory. So tomorrow we will discuss about your deep learning model, the first fundamental deep learning model, which is the backbone for every advanced deep learning model, that is called ANN, or fully connected network, or feed forward backpropagation architecture. We will discuss what is feed forward, what is backpropagation, how exactly the neural network learns, right? What is the fundamental principle? What is activation function? What is optimization technique? And once we understood the theory, we will go back to PyTorch. I'll give you a quick introduction. I don't want to do this with PyTorch. Maybe I have written, but I'll change it to Keras. You are all beginner and this is the first class. I don't want to scare you because PyTorch will use in the second project, maybe in the GAN networks. Keras is much simpler framework. So we'll be starting with Keras, which is built on top of TensorFlow. So TensorFlow and Keras, we will also discuss how to use the framework like Keras framework and code our first machine deep learning project. We'll be building a sentiment classifier from scratch, right? Once we understood the theory, so we will also discuss about epochs, what is epochs, right? What is batch size, what is a lot of things, right? So everything. So once we understood all of this, right, then we will move to this coding. So while coding, I just want you from day one of this course, I just want you to give a like a kind of introductory idea to intermediate level of idea about CUDA, right? What is CUDA? So it is very helpful for GPU programming. So the first project that we will do, right? I will be using GPU. So how to use and how to write your code. So the first project that we will implement, Keras project, is on GPU. So you will also learn not only deep learning, but also how to write your code in a parallel way. It is very helpful later when you try local LLMs. And I will always recommend everyone to at least have a good system. I'll talk about that, what is good system. But today's takeaway is just the initial few things. We'll discuss what is artificial intelligence, what is deep learning, what is generative model, introduction to artificial neural network, basic architecture. So, what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, all of these things we will discuss. Tomorrow onwards, we will be starting with artificial neural network. And before jumping there, whatever is the prerequisite, the softwares and everything, today we will discuss. I think you got the picture, right? What we are going to do in this weekend. Okay. So coming back, before we jump and start building anything, we need certain things. The first thing is a laptop or anything. I will highly recommend if you are planning to buy something, buy instead of a laptop. If you are really serious about Gen AI, and if you have enrolled for this course, you are serious. I'm assuming that Gen AI is something which is going to be more advanced, and advanced. If you have seen different news articles, OpenAI and other different startups and DeepMind and different other organizations, they are now investing in something called AGI. What is AGI? AGI is Artificial General Intelligence. Now we have just AI. AI means artificial intelligence. This word general is very, very important. Artificial intelligence is what we are looking now, right? We are in the era of AI where we can do a lot of things. We can generate code, we can generate content, we can generate videos, we can actually do a lot of things. We can do translation from one language to other language, driverless cars. So all of these applications are artificial intelligence. But having said that, this is not 100% automation, right? Till today, we have to instruct, right? A lot of things we need to supervise. A lot of the times it hallucinate. But this AGI, I think this will definitely come. When it will come? Very soon. The way the research is going, I think, you can see the history, right? 2018-19 GPT came, and in 5 years, it is now, like, you can see wonder, right? Similarly, AGI is very, like, research is going on, but once AGI, and that is the main research area of OpenAI, right? They're completely working on AGI, artificial general intelligence. What is the goal? What is the goal? Completely human-like thinking, right? So once this is a reality, once AGI is a reality, you will see the entire software engineering, the entire IT industry will change. Not only IT, lot of, like, every sector will be impacted. But I'm talking about ourselves because we all are IT engineer. And the way we work today, you will not find the same way down the line, in not far away, like just next 3 to 4 years, everything is going to be changed. You have seen some video like Devin, Devika, a lot of software engineers, AI robots which can act like a software engineer. That is might be true, might be false. Many people are telling fake and all that. But that might be maybe not 100%, but might be 80, 60, 70% is a reality in next 2 to 3 years. What I'm trying to tell you is, in summarized way, things are going towards automation. More and more, you will see, starting with simpler tasks to very advanced tasks. They're trying to automate the things. Still, we need human. Humans are human. Nobody can replace them. But one thing is scary, and that is truth. That is called head count. Head count will reduce. Head count will definitely reduce, because more and more automation means head count will reduce. I already talked about it in many of my demos. And today also, I want to repeat just one line. The way we work today will be completely different than the way we will be working in next 2 to 3 years. You don't have much time. The faster you upgrade, the better it is. Otherwise, giving this or that reason, a lot of the layoffs will happen. It's not because of economy, it's not because of anything, it's because of automation. And layoffs will happen because your task will be done by AGI, or your task will be done by AI systems. So instead of 5 people in a team, I might need 2 people. The 3 people task, 2 people who are expert, and they can guide what needs to be done, and they just are there to supervise. Things are done, so they will validate the results. That's it. And mostly people like you, me, will be conveying the results. Still, we need people to convince the client, to storytelling, to explain the models. For this purpose, for coding and for other things, I think why I'm talking so much, because this is the era of generative AI. This is not like today it is there and tomorrow it will not go. It will not work. It is the era of generative AI, though it is very limited to unstructured data now, but eventually it will actually take the entire AI space. Like whatever we are doing today in AI will be automated. Not only AI, other things like data engineering, pipeline creation, in data integration tasks, right? Web development tasks, all of this IT software engineering tasks, right? Nowadays we are writing code manually to create web apps. If you have seen the vision models, what you can do is you just take a screenshot of the page that you want to build and upload. It is the fact today. I'm not sure after 3 years where we will be, right? Today, just take a screenshot and then upload. And the exact code in whatever you like, HTML, CSS, everything will be generated automatically. So in future, web development also will be automated. AI also will be automated. If you're asking, being an AI engineer, is my position is safe? Safe if you know the current trends, right? Being an AI engineer also, if you're outdated, for example, I'm a data scientist, but I am in a traditional data science world. I don't know Gen AI. I don't know the recent trends. I will be replaced. Why I'm saying? Because anything which is simpler can be automated. Just remember this line, very powerful line. Anything which is simpler can be automated using AI. It's not a big deal. If not today, maybe it will be in 2, 3 years. And we are moving towards that. What we can learn is how to adapt AI for automation. If you are a person, everyone in IT will have to learn AI. Without AI, they cannot survive in their domain. Okay, you are a software engineer. You can ask me. You can have a lot of arguments. I'll give you some examples. Let's say you are a software engineer. Today you are building web development. You are doing web development. You will tell, okay, why I should learn Gen AI, why I should learn any AI. I am developer. I'm very happy. I will be developing things, right? You are here. And another software engineer who learned AI, and he is already expert in software engineering because he is doing web development. Now he learned AI. AI means mostly Gen AI, right? Or any kind of, let's say, machine learning, traditional, or everything about AI he or she learned. Now you will be taking 2 months of time to build software like web development. Why? Even if you're taking ChatGPT help and other things, you need to think, like plan the things and then test it out and a lot of things. But this software engineer, he knows the recent trend. He know there are vision models which can just take the data and give you the results. You just take a screenshot and upload the image, and based on the screenshot image, it will generate the web app for you. So this software engineer knows. So he can build the same or even more nice looking web app using maybe 15 days. The competition will be in future, the competition will be not on your coding skill. The competition in future will be on two things, your domain knowledge and on your AI adoption. And this is a very powerful line again. AI adoption in the sense how fast you can do. Speed is the key factor. You can be a top performer in your organization if your speed, you can build things faster. And not only you, everybody knows this fact. That's why they need smart people. They don't need uh, people who are, I mean, obviously everyone is expert. This is a very good comparison. And you might be, and don't think this AI will leave you, right? You might be anything today. So software engineer, network engineer, any sector, any domain, any work, everything will be impacted by AI. If you are a data engineer or data scientist or data analyst or software engineer or DevOps engineer or cloud is a different thing. Hardware, I'm not talking, setting up things and all that. But if you are doing anything related to technical programming or something, you have to learn your domain. Domain means software engineering, web development. Along with that, you have to know AI. Domain plus AI. This is the new requirement. Domain, but wherever you are, you don't need to come to AI. And everybody is a AI engineer today. So you no need to change your domain. You may be like you are a web development, be there. But domain plus AI. This is what is mandatory requirement, right? Today it is good to have. In the JD you can see good to have, but in future JDs, once the AGI is much more mature, now it is not that mature, right? But AGI, when we get this much more mature, much more trustworthy, reliable results, you will see that domain plus AI is the new requirement. So this generative AI learning, if you started, it's better, because suddenly things will change overnight and it will start impacting. If you're already expert, you will survive. Otherwise, see, you can see, right? It's the survival of the fittest now. The era of IT is gone, where you will be like average or any like that era is gone. So the slavery work we used to do for service-based companies, a lot of repetition tasks can be done by AI. And we will only be doing advanced things and supervising the models, getting the output from the models, validating, interacting with the clients, convincing the clients, explaining the models to others. That is where we are, right? We are not, those days are gone where we will open our laptop and code and then debug, and then those things can be done by AI today, right? And it will be done even more better and better over the years. So the head count is this 5 and 2. So you should be always in top 10 to 15%. And leave about your organization. If they have projects, they don't have projects, doesn't matter. Every day you have to dedicate maybe 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes also fine, but learning AI. This 1 hour or 30 minutes, you should learn AI. It's a never ending process. This course is for 5 weekends, but your learning will continue forever, right? Every day, 15 minutes also, if you have time, please continue learning. AI is the future, I'm telling you. And this course, you're not taking because you want to become an AI engineer. If you want to become an AI engineer, it is not a 5 weekend course. You have to give me 4 to 5 months. So there is a package, I already talked about it. This is ML Ops plus generative AI. In fact, if you want, I have other recordings also I can provide from the big data part, but MLOps, Gen AI and big data, this you need to learn if you want to switch into data science. So this will take around 2.5 months. This will take around 1.5 months. And this will take around, let's say, 1 month kind of, right? Spark you need to learn basically, right? So this is a complete thing. And this process is lengthy. It's not like overnight you will become a data scientist, no? So you have to give yourself time, 6 months to 1 year. The process is going to be a little tough. And you have to modify your CV, a lot of things. But once you are into AI, the thing is you will be highly demanded. in the market. That's the good thing about it. Because in the recession also, you can see a lot of AI related roles are opening, right? When other roles are kind of not there. And this will give you a lot of advantage over other. If you know the complete thing end to end, I think this is because AI is highly demanded. Somebody knows MTR packet. I will give MTR packet biryani and I teach them only how to boil and eat, right? These are generative AI people. People who know Gen AI but don't know the traditional AI are like this. They know MTR biryani. They know how to boil. So Gen AI is pre-trained model, right? So you know how to boil and eat. But this course is like people who are the shape, right? Who are the shape. So who are the cook? You give them MTR packet. It is much easier for them. They can boil and eat. Obviously, this is nothing for them. But if you just give the ingredients, they can cook themselves and eat. So this is the course. If you want to jump into AI, I think you have to give me time. So it will be 1 year to 6 months to 1 year process. Multiple times you need to repeat the course. You have the recordings and you have to give yourself time and a lot of rejection. And then from rejection, you will learn. And then finally, you can switch. But Gen AI is kind of mandatory thing. Many of you might not be interested to come into AI, but you want to upgrade. Why you need to learn Gen AI? Already I have told you. Domain plus Gen AI, this is what every software engineer should learn. Domain, it's up to you. Like wherever you are today, you might be a web developer. So your domain is development. So you know development framework. Now you learn Gen AI, you are very powerful. Now your domain is, let's say, data engineering. You know the data pipeline creation and everything. You know Gen AI and you will be powerful. So Gen AI is kind of, it's a boosting kind of thing, right? So whatever you know, so why you are learning this? Again, speed. This will give you speed. This will give you speed. So everyone in your domain can build web apps because you all are software engineer. You are into web development. Entire team can build web apps. How you are different than them? You can build the apps faster. Faster. That is very important. Coding, it's not a big deal. Previously, smart people can code nice because coding was not automated. Now coding is already automated. So the race is not on coding. The race is on speed. How fast you can build, right? So that's the whole goal. Like, I don't want to talk much about it. Directly, I'll come to the topic. Um, I mean, there are a lot of things in Gen AI. It's really confusing what to learn and what not. The internet is bombarded with information. And the problem of today's world is you have so much information to consume. Searching will take a lot of time than learning. Means what? If you want to learn Gen AI, you might have to go through like tens or hundreds of courses, and then you need to find out which is good and all that, and then you need to learn. And you don't know the path, right? How much to learn and which all topics to learn. So that's the struggle today. And as I said, you should know the path, and then it's not something like a complete course. Always there should be something which we have to leave. It is never going to be complete. The domain is so vast, no one is expert here. Everyone is learning. So you just know the path, and in future, if any new LLM models are coming or new foundation models are coming, you already know the frameworks, you already know the architecture, you already know the process. You just need to plug and play, right? So today's class is more about introduction. I'm not going to start anything related to the topic today, but I will prepare you for the course. Tomorrow, starting to ending, complete, we will start with ANN, Artificial Neural Network. First thing is system, right? First thing is system or computer. What computer or what system you need? Any operating system is fine. Any operating system is completely fine. But I will require some RAM, and that is minimum is 16 GB. It is not a problem if you don't have 16 GB. Still, we can try. But if you are, this course is lot of importance to open source. A lot of importance to open source models. We are giving a lot of importance to open source model, right? To try out open source model, I think 16 GB is the minimum requirement. Recommended is more than 16 GB, let's say 32 GB or more than that, right? But minimum is 16. If you don't have, no problem. You can go to Google Colab, which is free, 16 GB you will get, right? And this course also expect you are using a system. If you really want to utilize all the modules that I have written, you should have GPU support, right? GPU support means what? You go to your system property and then see if you have GPU card. So there are different cards like 4 GB and then 8 GB, 12 GB, 16 GB, right? And then different NVIDIA graphics card models, 30,000 series, 4,000 series, 5,000 series, RTX. A lot of different things are there, but uh, that I will talk about in the class, which NVIDIA and all that you should use. At least 3060 will be good, 3060, right? That will be okay. But if you don't have GPU support, then also I will tell you how to get free GPU support. Maybe you can rent, or again you can go to Google Colab. But these are basics, okay? If you really want to try out a lot of things, okay. My recommendation is if you are planning to buy something, do not buy any laptop. I was doing this research for last 15 days, and finally I have concluded, build your own PC, right? Build your own from scratch, right? Like you decide your specification, and let me tell you the cost also so that you will get an idea. If not today, maybe someday if you are planning to buy anything. If you buy a laptop with the same specification, what I'm talking here, it will cost you somewhere around 3.5 lakhs plus, right? I'm not talking about Apple. If you go to Apple, I think it will be even more. And there are options to upgrade a laptop, but it is really costly. At least 3 plus, let's say 3 plus at least, right? The specification I'm talking here, I think it's 3.5 plus. But if you're going with the PC, it will be just half, 50% reduce. So around 1.5, 1.2 to 2. I think within this, you will get the most advanced system. Mine was, I just set it up yesterday and it cost me around 2,10,000. I can tell you all the specification that I have. And I think this is the hi-fi one, like 128 GB RAM. This with this 1.128 GB RAM, i9K processor, i9 processor, i9, 24 cores, right? With this, I got 2 SSD, right? 2 terabyte SSD. DDR RAM, DDR5 128, i9, 2 terabyte SSD, and then we have this 4070 Ti Super, right? This is the NVIDIA card. I will not say it's the best, but yeah, this is more than sufficient, right? And the motherboard support. So if tomorrow I need something else, I can plug out and plug in. That's like, let's say I just want to try some more advanced, then I can plug in and plug out. So this is the heaviest investment. I will not suggest this for you to do. Maybe you can go with 3060. 3060 NVIDIA card, the cost is around something around 14,000. Sorry, it is 29,000. You may get cheaper than this. I'm just talking about the local shops that I have checked, and also in Amazon and all. So it's around somewhere 26,000 to 30,000, you can say. 3060, right? But if you just upgrade to 4070, it is 50,000. So I got it for 44,000, right? But if you are again upgrading to 4090, again it will become 62,000. So you can understand the main part is this NVIDIA card, which will be costing you. But I think 3060 is more than sufficient. So which is somewhere 26,000 to 30,000. And then this motherboard, I have used i9. I think you can easily use i7 or something. That's fine. i7 is a minimum requirement. i9 I have chosen because in future, if I want to upgrade, right? So i7 will cost you somewhere around, I forgot, 36,000 or something. And i9 will cost you. So approximately, so you can understand the configuration, right? It is a very hi-fi machine. So if you have a laptop which has 128 GB RAM, right? And then you have 2 terabyte SSD, You have NVIDIA graphics card 4070 and all the i9 processor and all. Can you imagine? Go to internet and check. It will be around 3 plus, 3.5 plus actually, right? And you are
So
going to
what
get
is
the
your motherboard configuration? Because if your motherboard is not supporting, we can't have
yes,
120 GB.
exactly.
Most of the
So
i7 end up by 64 GB.
I think i7 will support up to 127, 128. It has two slots, 64, 64. Right. i7 will support up to 128 GB. i9, I am not sure, but I think it supports 4. So I think I'm not sure. I cannot comment on this, but I have 128 GB. But i7 also can have, but you cannot expand further,
Right.
right?
I mean, I have i7, but my motherboard, when I check with the Dell and my
Okay.
motherboard supports only 64.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Invest in the motherboard. So that's why I have gone with, I mean, not much difference, 15, 20,000, but you invest in the motherboard. Why? Because in future, if you want to upgrade, if your motherboard supports, then only everything will work. Otherwise, entire thing is gone, right? So your entire setup is gone. So don't cut here, right? Motherboard, the latest one you should take, i9. But other things, I think NVIDIA card, if you ask me where to cut, I think NVIDIA card 3060 you can take. I think no need to go for 4,000. And the advantage is after the release of 4,000, the price of 3,000 is reduced. So 360 in future, if you really want, because it's very costly. So, I mean, if you just come from 3 to 4, it is 20,000 difference. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, your company will provide you the hardware, right? I mean, you are no need to worry. So I think 3060 is fine. So here you can cut. So even if you are doing everything that I have told you, it costed me 2.10. So which is a very good deal, I think. Like this is a monster, right? Everything you can try on this. And don't think about laptops buying if you really serious about continuing this further, right? If you want to create your own research lab, I think PC is better. I know it is not portable, but until unless I mean it's up to you, but cost is almost double. That's what I want to tell you. Is it clear? So cost is almost double. Laptop to PC, almost double. If you want to spend, you spend, but I mean cost effective way is PC. Yeah, drawback is not portable, but there are other ways you can log into your system from anywhere. We have a lot of tools, right? Anywhere. That's not a big deal, but I mean this is what I observe. Now, people who don't want to invest anything in buying, completely fine. You can rent it for learning. But even if you have, sorry, in your current laptop, whatever you have, um, I am expecting 16 GB, right? Without this, I think there are options. You can still go to Google Colab and all, but it will be a toy model otherwise, right? If you're really serious, then I think uh, you need to invest something on the hardware side. Otherwise, local LLM you cannot try. You can try, still you can try. You know the process, you know the entire thing, but um, I mean, yeah. So in future, if you want to build something of your own, some startup or something you're planning, right? Or some project you want to build and contribute to the open source, which is a strong thing, right? I mean, if you want to do something like that, then I think you have to go with this PC setup. But if your intention is learning, I will not recommend to buy anything right now. Learning can be easily done. I will tell you options. You can, instead of buying, you can rent, right? You can rent. Where you can rent, I will tell you. Uh, I will do some research and then I will tell you my comment. The cheapest option I will tell you, right? For renting. Okay. But as of now, I think to start with, you don't need anything until we are in module 3. But when we start LangChain, Llama Index and all, we need high-end machine. When we start local LLMs, we need high-end machine. Till module 4, I think we don't need any high-end machine. 16 GB is fine. For the whole course, I'll try to keep it till 16 GB to 32 GB. I'll not use other models which are computationally expensive, right? I'll keep on mind, keep in mind. Okay, so this is all about your setup. So any question in this, any doubt I can answer before we jump. Okay. Specification I have, okay, write down specification. Okay, what I can do is, let me write down. I have a screenshot, exact specification with PC price also I can, you can expect somewhere plus or minus 5,000. I don't know. And better to go with local shops or what is that? Amazon, right? So specification, if you are planning to buy, right? I will always recommend a very high-end motherboard. Why? Because if you are setting your own PC, future, you can upgrade. Motherboard should support. If your motherboard is not supporting, I think everything is gone. So for that reason, K processor i9 14900K. This is the motherboard. I think this is the latest one. Please correct me if it is not, right? I think this is the latest one, according to me, right? And the cost something around 55,000 they quoted, right? I don't know how much you will get it. Like you can expect 50,000 to maybe 58. I'm just giving a upper and lower boundary, right? So, but it is something around 55,000, the most costliest one. I think motherboard is everything. So I will suggest everyone to go with i9. If you don't need today also, it is fine. If you need tomorrow, at least you have an option to upgrade. That's the good thing. The second thing after motherboard is basically this is a processor you should use. What is the difference between i7 and i9? So basically cores and threads. So here I think you're getting 24 cores, but there it is 16 cores. But again, you can go internet and check. Next thing is RAM. RAM I think is 64 GB is more than sufficient. You really don't need anything apart from it. RAM is something around 64 GB DDR5. You will get 64 GB DDR5, right? It costed me around 19,000, but I think I got some discount, some 18,000 or something. So 9,000, you can say 9,000 per 32 GB. 9,000 for 32 GB. I think 32 GB is also a decent one. If you don't want to, I mean, if you want to cut short here, you can cut short. 9,000 is 32 GB and 64 GB is somewhere around 18,000 to 19,000 you can expect, right? The next thing is graphics card, which is again a heavy investment. I will not suggest to go with anything beyond. I'm not sure if you are really planning to start your startup or really want to contribute, very serious about it, then you can go with this one. I think 4090, 4070 Super NVIDIA RTX 4070, right? TI Super. So this is something. Next is also there 4090. I know price for this. Others you can check from internet. Basically 4000 series. This I forgot how much they cost. It is I think somewhere around 43,000 or 43 to 45, right? This 4071 and 4091 is even more cheap, costlier. That is somewhere around how much? I think it is 58,000 to 62,000 it will cost you, right? But I will not recommend anyone to go with this if you're not very serious, right? I think you can easily get it 3060, 12 GB. Okay, so 4070, this is for 16 GB I'm talking. I have gone with 16 GB. If you reduce it to maybe 12 GB or 8 GB, in fact, the price will even more lesser. So I will suggest maybe go with 8 GB 4000 series or 3060 12 GB is I think better option. 3060 12 GB. It will cost you around 30,000, right? But you can get some discount. Plus or minus 5 you can always add. I will recommend this, right? But if you are little, you can know your budget. So, I mean, if you're little okay, then I think you can go with 4070. Okay, so you got your motherboard, processor, you got your RAM, you got your NVIDIA card. Other things These are the major expenses. Other things are like your cooling system and other things. Liquid cooler, they will give you something around cooler, right? A liquid cooler and all, fans and all. So it's cost around 9,500. If you want a monitor, maybe I think 27-inch is fine. So I think it's around 12,000 monitor and all. If you already have a display, you can deduct. So if you are going with 30, 60, 12 GB, I think the cost is somewhere around, you can add, but it will be somewhere around 1.38 thousand kind of, right? To 1.5 based on your shop and other things. But if you are going with this 4,000 series, 4070, it will be coming plus 20 you can add. So it will be somewhere around, okay, with, no, it will be somewhere around 1.5 because motherboard is changed, right? So 1.5 to 1.7 it will be. If you're going with 4,000, it will be 1.7 to 1.9. So it's a difference of 20,000, right? So it will be around this first specification without 4,000 will be 1.5 to 1.7. With 4,000 series, it will be 1.7 to 1.9. So if you're spending somewhere around 1.9, 1.8 to 1.9, you are getting all of this. i9, right? 14,000 series processor, right? You are getting 64 GB of RAM, right? You are getting, what is that? 30, 60, I think this is, yeah. 8, 9 means 40, 70, 40, 70. T1 super NVIDIA card, right? This is the processor, this is the RAM, this is the NVIDIA card, and we have motherboard. Yeah, motherboard is somewhere around, I forgot. Motherboard is somewhere around 24,000 or something. So I think inclusive of everything, I forgot, but cooler and everything. So it will cost you around 1.8 or 9. But if you just reduce it to 30, 60, the price will reduce to 1.5. So I think you got a rough idea, right? I mean, you can explore further, but is this helpful? So you got an idea if you are planning to set up. Any doubt in this? I know most of you will not do this, but I'm just telling to others who are planning to set up, right? Minimum requirement for learning. Okay, this is for PC setup. Minimum requirement for learning is nothing. Just I need at least 16 GB. Good to have is 34 GB. If you don't have, absolutely fine. You can just rent maybe for 1 day or few hours, the time how much you need to run the application, to try out things, maybe 1 day or 1 week. It will cost you around some 1,000 to 3,000 and you are done. So for learning, nothing, no need to do anything. I just need a 16 GB RAM. If you don't have 8 GB, please upgrade to 16. Nothing else. Is it clear? For learning, no need to, like minimum system requirement is 16 GB RAM. And GPU, yeah, GPU, if you have GPU, fine. If you don't have GPU, I mean, you cannot buy a laptop for it. So I will give you free options, free GPU options, right? Don't worry, if you don't have a system, I will tell you AWS will be costly. You can also go and EC2 machine you can rent. 32 GB RAM and maybe with GPU support. And you can just run the application and shut down the machine, right? Terminate. So it will cost you very less amount, like few thousand, right? But if you are even asking for cheaper option, Blue Ocean, lot of different websites are there where you can rent server, right? For learning, I think you need to this course is not completely free. Even if you are learning, you have to spend some 2,000-3,000, right? Are you getting for taking some servers and AWS Bedrock? If you don't want to spend also fine, you can just see what I'm doing. But if you really want to try out things, AWS Bedrock, few things are not free. You will not get it in free to your account. AWS Bedrock, I think if it is not a requirement, you can skip. But local LLMs is completely open source. If you have 16 GB and GPU, I think you no need to spend anything else. Completely free. Everything we can try out. Things which are little computationally expensive, I will not, that's optional. If you want, you can try. Otherwise, I mean, the coding wise, there's no difference. Only performance wise, you will see it is better, right? Once you know the concept, I think learning purpose, no need to invest anything. Is it clear? For learning, I need 16 GB RAM to summarize. Summary. Summary is minimum GPU for learning, 3060. Minimum requirement is 3060. Right? Learning purpose, see, again, don't worry so much. If you don't have a laptop which has GPU support, you can go with an external GPU cards. Just go and check if you can plug in external GPU card. If not, Thunderbolt port should be available in your laptop. If it is not, absolutely fine. You can go and rent it. But if you are asking me, then I will suggest 3060 minimum, right? 4 GB is okay. 4 GB graphics card. Is it clear, everyone? Don't panic if you don't have this. I will tell you alternatives which are free. Okay, but obviously if it is free means free or very cheap means it's per hour basis, right? Like it's not like unlimited time. I mean, you can try out things. You can rent.
Sasmitha, when you were referring about when you were referring about the AI plus the domain knowledge, so domain knowledge, you're referring to the technology domain like AWS DevOps or like programming, or you're referring about the industry domains like manufacturing domain or something?
So industry domain, I believe where you are working is with you, right? And so I am focusing everyone, I am considering everyone as IT or software engineer. And with that respect, I'm talking. So domain knowledge means, so domain means industry knowledge. I think if you are from software engineering background or computer science background, I think they will teach you or you have to learn yourself. Yeah, I mean, domain knowledge means your company in which space they're working, retail or your manufacturing or healthcare. Yes, that knowledge is obviously important. That is like kind of that's a assumption you have it or you have to know it. But again, with respect to domain means your current role as a software engineer or as a data scientist or as a role based. I will change the name, right? Domain knowledge and role based knowledge. Role based knowledge, right? So role based domain means, I mean, wherever you are. So it is like retail or you are in healthcare or you are in banking. So this knowledge, I think everyone who is working in those domains will have their respective domain knowledge. Second thing is role-based knowledge. So we all have both knowledge, I assume, right? I am a data scientist, so I know data science knowledge. That is my role. You are a software engineer, so you know software engineering knowledge. Someone is a web developer, so they have web development knowledge. So this is role-based knowledge. So this is already there. Existing system is domain plus role. The next generation, when you apply for jobs, you will see domain means wherever you are, like retail, healthcare, that domain plus role based means whatever is your role. Like web development means they'll ask you web development related questions. Data engineering means they'll ask you data engineering questions. If you are let's say DevOps engineer, they will be asking you DevOps questions. Along with that, AI. Right now it is Gen AI, but I will not only write Gen AI, but AI. You might not be expert, right? You might not be expert, but basically what they're looking is the tools. Can you use AI tools to increase productivity? They are not expecting you to build AI system from scratch or contribute something new LLM system you should build. No, that AI engineer will do. If your role is AI, if you are an AI engineer or data scientist, yes, they might ask you to build things from scratch and contribute. But for others, I'm talking for others, AI application oriented, or I will say applied AI knowledge. Applied AI means what? Applied AI means you are not going to build anything from scratch that anyway the AI engineer will do if required, but you should know how to apply AI in your role. This is the new job requirement. And this is, if not today, definitely you will see this is happening. I am expecting this will be very, very prominently happen when AGI will come. Now we are in AI, but when artificial general intelligence will come, things are more reliable. The AI models will be more trustworthy. They will stop hallucinating. Responsible AI will be improving. All of these things, when that will happen, I think applied AI is something which everyone has to take. It's a mandatory course. Like you're learning Python, you're learning SQL, a database, one language, and applied AI is the fundamental thing. Are you getting? So is it clear? Who asked me, Saurav, is it you?
Yeah, clear. But you use the term responsible AI. Can you please briefly elaborate on this? What is that?
Which term?
Responsible AI.
Yeah. Responsible AI means, are you using the AI tools responsibly, right? I'll give you a simple example. People are using deepfake AI to create deepfake videos. Deepfake video, if you are using it for your promotion instead of hiring someone who will take some money, you have a let's say you have a human-like feature who is advertising your product. So that is okay. You are using AI responsibly. But let's say what you are doing is you are copying my advertisement, which I have done maybe, let's say, real human faces. Let's say I'll give you politically so you will understand. Let's say you are using Modi's picture, right? Narendra Modi's, our Prime Minister's picture. And then you are creating a video which is something violence related or something like that, which is fake. This is not, you are using AI responsibly, right? This is a crime. This is hate. This will spread hate. This is one example. So deepfake video, you can see a lot of things like this are coming. Other example is prompt injection. So people are creating, what they do is they just write malicious code, virus they create, right? So prompt injection is something which is nothing but confusing the model by writing wrong prompts. So that, okay, so something, I have a very nice example. Exact lines I forgot, but the intention is, let's say, the AI has told not to open few websites when you request it for them, when you request for it, right? But you have written a question in a modified format, and the AI got confused, the model got confused, and it has opened those websites. This is not using AI in a responsible way. So I think one more example I will tell you. So there is a rule when you build chatbots using AI, we always follow one rule saying or informing the user that this is an AI bot. How can I help you? If you don't write this line, this is not a good way of dealing. So always it is a rule that whenever you are writing or building any chatbot, you should specify this line like, I am an AI chatbot. So responsibly you are using the application. So the user who is interacting should know they're interacting with the AI bot instead of a human. And if any website or something, they're not writing this line, I think that is not a crime today, but it's not a good practice. Are you getting? So how you will know these things? If you know responsible AI, then only you will know these things, right? So it is not a kind of lot of technical or programming related, but it's a awareness or knowledge related thing, right? And which is really important. So you got an idea what is responsible AI. So you have power of AI, but how you're using it. You should not use it for bad purpose. That is, you should use AI for you should use AI responsibly, right?
Yeah, understood. And do we have like any specification, like for cybersecurity, we have NIST, that have all the specifications. So do we have any like specification for Chat GPT, like what we should ideally not do?
Responsible AI is a trending research field. Honestly speaking, I did not get a lot of time to invest in that area, but we as a engineer mostly focus on building applications, right? And we always forget to concentrate other things. I truly want to invest some time in learning responsible AI. This is one of the to-do things in my list. and it should be with everyone's list. There are certain courses which you can take. I can recommend you some courses, right, which talks about responsible AI, and a lot of papers you can read out to know more about it. But having said that, this is a very, very, see, what we are doing in office environment is kind of like internal data we are taking and building applications which are very, very known, right? Let's say text summarization and all. But when you deploy those applications, in your code, you should add certain rules that others should not use your application for wrong purpose. Are you getting?
Right.
So that's the whole goal. So if you are expert in responsible AI, you will be knowing the rules, right? What is okay, what is not okay, right? How to write your prompts in a certain way that you can avoid prompt injection. So it's not always that an AI model is super intelligent, right? A lot of the time you need to fine tune it. You need to tell them domain specific data you need to train it with. So what I'm trying to tell you is responsible AI is really a very trending area, and you can take extra course if you want. It will not take much time, maybe 5-10 hours if you spend. At least basics you will understand. And eventually with practice, you will know more about it. But the objective of responsible AI is clear, everyone.
Yes,
Nowadays, it's really important. See, copyright. One example is copyright. Let's say I have created one video. Let's say today's video. It's getting recorded, it's been uploaded in YouTube. Somebody, what they done is they have taken my video, right, from YouTube, changed the voice. Maybe somebody, today you can do that. So just my voice, they changed it with a male version of some other voice, uploaded. Is it okay? Will it be okay? This is a simple example, but let's say very unique content or something you have posted. And let's say our prime minister told something, and I'll just change prime minister's voice to my voice, and I will upload the knowledge, gyan, on the social media platform. Is it okay? Not okay.
No.
Yeah, right? You are copying somebody's voice, you are copying somebody's content, copyright. Let's say I have explained my research paper, I have written, this is video, but let's say I have published a research paper, and or maybe anything, blog or any social media content. Is it okay to copy somebody's content without their acknowledgement? Is it okay? No, copyright. So that is again responsible AI. So how to identify which is fake, which is true. Lot of things are going on in this AI space, and I think this is one of the area which is really important. One is generating. We are all focusing on generating. Nobody is focusing on controlling. So if you don't focus on controlling it, it will go for, I mean, there are a lot of bad things can also happen, right? So one area is generating. Yes, we are generating content, generating videos, generating lot of things. It is helping us for a lot of tasks, generating code, debugging code, everything. But if somebody is using these things for bad purpose, who is controlling? So that controlling aspect is responsible AI, right? And there are a lot of rules coming up. There are a lot of data protection laws coming up, right? So a lot of things are happening. So I think, yeah. So responsible AI is a good domain. If you want to learn about it, I can share some course link. In fact, don't consider me as an expert, even though I am good at the AI aspect, but responsible AI is very trending. It's a newly trending domain. And I just know very basics, prompt injection, and then all of these things. But I believe there are a lot more things to learn in responsible AI, which I don't have knowledge. So yeah, but we all can learn responsible AI, right? Okay, any other doubts? We are all good. So I think today is just an introductory class. So we don't want to spend a lot of time. And ID, what you can use it, anything is fine. I will be using same as usual, Jupyter Notebook and VS Code. But you can use whatever you want. I think Python installation, all of these things, I'm assuming you already have. You have to install Python and then you create your environment. virtual environment and within which we need to code. So for ID, you can use VS Code, PyCharm, you can use whatever you want, your wish, and Jupyter Notebook. Why I'm using Jupyter Notebook? Very good for teaching. So it is convenient to me. That's why I'm using. You no need to use Jupyter for this course. I was recommending for the machine learning model creation. Yes, Jupyter Notebook makes sense, but I think here anything you can use, VS Code, whatever. I will be using Jupyter Notebook because it is convenient for me to show you the output immediately. So I feel it good for a tutor to teach you. That's why Jupyter, but you can use anything. And operating system, any operating system, irrespective of like whatever it is, right? Mac or Linux or Windows. RAM is really important and graphics card is really important. So these are the two things which is required. So 16 GB, if you don't have, go to Google Colab. GPU also you can rent from Google Colab. So if you don't have, no problem. Very minimal or almost free, you can say. You can get it from Google Colab, GPU and RAM. But I need 3060, NVIDIA 3060. If you don't have this, that's fine. If you have, don't try to upgrade anything now. Just try out things. If it is, you're really interested and there's no option called interested or not, right? I mean, if you don't like also, you have to learn AI, right? 2-3 years back when I was taking demo, I used to give option to the users to or students to think whether they want to come into AI or not. But today, I will rather say it is a mandatory course. If you are good at AI with your domain and role, you are there in the industry for longer time. But if you just know role and domain, what you will do if your half of the job of your role is automated, right? If I am a manager in my team, there are two people. One is domain everybody knows, so leave about that. Let's say role, and one is role with AI. And this person, and as a manager, I really don't care whether you know AI, you don't know AI. What I care is business problem, how fast you can solve, correct? What I mean is, I will give you problem statement, how fast you can give me the solution. This person obviously will be top performer because they know applied AI, how to use tools to get results in a faster way. This person is giving me in 15 days. This person is giving in 2 months. My HR, my higher manager leadership team is telling me why you have two people, you have to reduce to one people. Why you have two people, you have to reduce to one people. Obviously, I'll take this and I will let go this. And this is what is happening. Happening now will happen more in future. It is already happening now. This is what is happening. People are laid off because they are not upgraded, or the company thinks other way. Even if you know the things, but the company thinks, let the old people go, we will hire new talent with AI. That's the goal. That's why they are letting you go. And it's not like they are not hiring. They're hiring aggressively. Many companies are hiring AI talent. So they are letting go the old people who are not ready to upgrade. They're rigid, right? And they are hiring new talent, freshers, intermediate level, who are very much curious and ready to learn, right? With AI knowledge. And headcount they're reducing. So they're laying off 5 and hiring 3 with AI talent. That's what is going on. And this will happen, right? So I think for that, I think this is mandatory. The more you know, the better it is for you. Domain and role, don't skip it. If you are really interested in your role, be there. If you're planning to switch to AI, then that is also not going to be easy. Everyone wants to switch to AI in today's world, which is a rat race. Everyone is jumping into this. In fact, I feel the reverse way. Coming to AI is much tougher today than ever before. Instead, being in your domain and upgrading to AI tools is a better and smart option. Your domain and upgrading to AI tools, right? Okay, so let us connect tomorrow. We will be continuing with our content. Any doubt? So what we have learned today, if you are setting up your own thing, what to do. If you are renting, I will tell you about the options later. But if you have a laptop, what is the minimum requirement you should have? And yeah, so basically the softwares that you need is Python and other things, right? Basic ones. And packages and all, TensorFlow, Keras, I will be installing while we are into the project part, right? Maybe tomorrow when we start building, we will install things. Okay. Any doubt? We are all good?
Yeah. So the tomorrow session, who is going to send the link? I think there is no link. Can we use the same meeting link?
DurgaSoft is going to change the link today onwards, but I will request them not to change today onwards. Same link you all can use tomorrow also. But after tomorrow's class, because we will start the content tomorrow onwards. So I think next weekend onwards, it will be a paid link. And we will have a WhatsApp group. All the things like we can communicate there. I'll be creating WhatsApp group next weekend once we get the paid link. Also, you will have your drive, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, same link you can use, everyone. Okay, thank you, everyone. Let's connect tomorrow.
Yep, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, MacBook will work, nothing to worry. So don't do anything, right? Same specification, everything, let it be. If you don't have, I will tell you options. You can go with Google Colab. So you can try out all the things till 32 GB also, and with GPU support everything from Google Colab. So if you have MacBook or whatever system, let it be. How much you can do, you do. And if it is not supporting, your models are not working, then you can go with Google Colab. So don't worry about it. I'll take care of it, right? When we go to applications, I'll tell you, right? Yeah, MacBook is fine. MacBook is fine. Everything, whatever system you have, even if you have 8 GB, that is fine. We will go with, you will be going with Google Colab if you have 8 GB, right?
Can you provide us instructions set so that the class time won't get affected while installing the softwares, and also that we'll be ready while attending the class with all the required softwares and all?
Okay, so I have a software installation video which I can share with everyone tomorrow. I'll be creating the drive. Everyone who joined today, please join tomorrow also. It will be a learning session, no talking. Today is the last class. Tomorrow we will be building, anyway, if you're not joining the course also, you will be learning deep learning, right? At least some fundamental idea you will have. Tomorrow it's not going to be finished. Just we will start. But 3 hours is a huge time, right? You will learn the complete architecture of deep learning, how the neural network works. And also tomorrow I will be creating the folder that I'm going to add everything, all of your emails to that folder. In that folder, you will have software installation video along with that syllabus, which you can download. Okay. Okay. So software installation, Bharat, you just need to install Anaconda Python. You just, maybe tomorrow I will add it to the drive. So in the drive, there is a folder called software installation. Everything is there. ID tutorial is also there. If you want to learn more about VS Code, Jupyter Notebook, Python installation, it is there. 2 hours video. I will share it with you. It will not take 2 hours if you already know, but if you're completely beginner, 1 hour is dedicated to Jupyter Notebook and 30 minutes for this Anaconda, which will take 2 minutes actually. I have explained everything. So tomorrow
I have
will add.
Anaconda in our system right now, but
So that's it. We don't
but
need anything. Jupyter, Anaconda,
you
and
said
other
that sorry, go on.
No, we need lot of packages, right? We need lot of packages and lot of things. We will install it eventually. For example, in the module 1, we need TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch. These are the Python libraries. Tomorrow or maybe in the coming lectures, when I will start coding, when I will start building projects, all the prerequisites, like all the packages first we will install one by one, right? I will share the code with you. Mostly it is installation. And let's say we are going with AWS, there are certain things. So whatever required, eventually one by one we will do. Basic requirement is Python. Rest all can be done on top of it. Right? We can install other things. And yes, you should have an account in Hugging Face. You should have an account in GitHub. Don't worry about it. When we go to those modules, I will talk about it. So you will be eventually module wise, when we complete one by one, all the software also will be parallelly, it will be installed. Right? Bharat, is it clear? So today you need Python. That's it. Tomorrow I will explain you if you have any other softwares like packages, basically. TensorFlow we will install. One more thing is Python. let's see if you are getting, I'll talk about it later, maybe tomorrow. 3.11 had some error, but let's see if you are getting error, I will tell you solution. You need to downgrade your Python version to maybe 3.10 or something. If you are getting Visual C++ or some error while installing, let me know in the, anyway, we have a WhatsApp group. So you can post your errors there. If you're getting any software installation error, I will be helping you out. Right?
Yeah, thank you, Sasmitha.
Okay, thank you everyone. Let us connect tomorrow. Honestly, nothing is required, just Python and Jupyter VS Code for today's class. Tomorrow, I will talk about other things which is needed to install, right? Okay, thank you everyone.